Okay, we're recording now. Hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Hi.
Remember to like, subscribe,
Okay,
leave
we're
5
not
stars.
doing that stuff actually. we're just gonna enjoy a regular Pervader stream.
If I remember well, Amoliette was the
witch.
thief girl.
Yes.
No, yeah, the witch.
So who is Marshatan?
Wasn't that Fane? And we are Faneless tonight.
Messer.
Oh my god.
Step up to the
Marshata.
task, please.
Is she French?
Not really.
I help you find Umbral. You help me find Amoliette.
Oh my god.
No.
This is gonna be good. Okay. Over several months of investigation, the witches had learned that Amulet often traveled to Tinderhole for whatever reason, and so they came here and searched everywhere they could in hopes of finding her. In that time, they had grown more familiar with the obscure corners of town where someone like her could hide. Marshallon was kind enough to invite us to their base of operations, a small and quiet house outside the walls around the hill center, not too far from the inn where we were staying at. Quaint and lightly decorated, if a bit dusty.
Girl, make me tea for our guest.
Ira nodded and went off into a side room.
We won't be able to find her easily now that she's aware of our presence. Amoliette won't reveal herself. I don't know how to do French accent. I just won't pronounce H.
It's
I think.
perfect the way it is.
Nobody does.
You hear it every day, and you can't do it. How dare you?
The funny thing is, Amulet is actually not in this update, so we could have used
Oh,
Mercy for
well.
it. But
my
Mercy,
god,
you can do
thank
demo
God.
guy.
I mean, we can still switch.
You can try Russian accent, Mercy, on someone. As a revenge.
She could have left town.
Something I wish I could have done as well, if I had gone to plan. Allah! Oh,
Allah!
No! Oh no! Oh, you can't make that. Oh my god.
our mission is far from over.
Oh boy. None of us knew she'd be here. We're really sorry that we got in the way.
Sorries are not necessary. We just do not hold grudges. Commit to helping us so that people of this town can sleep soundly, and we will be thankful.
I cannot unsee her as an
Yeah.
android now. She's an android in my mind now.
I have to mute myself because I'm laughing too much.
You saw her that night? Yeah, she was there. I recognized her eyes, her stare. She did something to me. I was hit and thrown to the ground, but it was like I had been frozen. Everything was so hazy. Even just trying to remember, that feeling of helplessness crawls in. She left before you came. Kylus wanted to run away too, but the other one couldn't leave the dagger behind.
Did Amoliette strike at you?
I can't remember. It all went black and I was knocked out for a moment.
I see.
Her intense eyes signal her deep thinking, and when she speaks, she knows what to say.
My power allow me to distinguish memories? Rush?
Oh boy. I'm so glad we have this on the recording now.
Yes.
You're gonna be famous, Messi.
Oh boy. Her pointed stare suggested a request.
If you will allow me, I shall use magic to enter your mind and explore the events of your past. This way I can bring the moment to the surface, and we'll both know what happened. This is a great favor I ask of you.
The confidence in her voice made it hard to refuse. That sounds a bit freaky.
If stranger is such obstacle, then I question how you've gotten this far.
I am not bothered, but why do you want to check my memory?
Oh my god.
There are places in the mind that which should never venture, points of no return.
Yeah, like the simulacrum content.
She's like supposed to be like a very eloquent high class lady, and you make her sound like, I don't know, somebody from a
Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh.
I'm thankful I have push to talk. Messer you jewel.
If she touched your foot. I'm sorry. I broke. Okay. If she touched your foot, then she will be traces of her influence. This can tell me extent to which she is willing to abuse her powers, and that in turn will tell us what to expect if when we manage to confront her again. That's too many words.
Lovely.
The information is right there in your head, but you cannot make sense of it without knowing ways of the witch.
Are you intentionally skipping over words?
No, 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 no.
Oh boy. Ooh. Apprehension steeled within me once more, but I've learned to set it aside whenever the moment required it. If there was a true reason to doubt, then Alan would have urged me to refuse. His expression gives off only mild concern, enough that he trusts me to be careful. I gave Marchedon a nod and entrusted her with my mind.
Alright, this will only take a second, and all that you need to do is trust me. Close your eyes and follow your thoughts where I guide them.
Seeing nothing helps you think. What? Seeing nothing helps you to think and recall. Oh, okay. I'm stupid.
Yes,
Haha.
Okay.
You got me. That was a confusing sentence to me. I don't know why. Seeing nothing helps you to think and recall.
I guess maybe you could start earning these points from now on if there are no more typos or anything.
No. I don't need points. I just got confused. This is on me. It's fine.
Well, it also can be on me if I
you
didn't
can
write
you
it in a way
can
that can be understood.
I'm under Messer influence, so words are weird now.
you can earn points by counting how many words I've skipped.
We should make a drinking game of that.
Yeah.
You didn't notice it
Maybe we need to
earlier,
earn.
Pika?
Sorry?
You didn't notice in previous updates when I was voicing.
I don't remember you doing skipping words.
Take a
Neither
beat.
do I.
Listen, I hit here more words than usually, okay? I'm under pressure here.
You
Oh,
gave him
okay.
so much text now, in his defense.
And
Yeah,
in French, no less.
Master is more at home
French. Stop.
voicing poor people.
Uh, I entered the trance, feeling Marchedon with me like a ghost in the corner of my eye.
There is nothing to fear. Let us proceed.
Nice.
She led me down the narrow corridors of my past. Blurred visions of what I had lived and relived through memory flashed before my inward eyes. The sights came and went like lightning. I was locked in wild chase, both hunter and prey at the same time, stalking after my own tail. Is she gonna see the shadow? This is the shadow place. Are we gonna see the shadow? It's been a little while. Mindful spaces took shape as mountains of doubt and fields of potential. At the edge, there were dark realms that I would never want to explore for fear of becoming as absent as they were. In the flurry of images, I recognized glimpses of important moments in my past, including that night, yet it didn't stick out in a way that I would have expected. Marshadon is with me always, as if she was standing behind me and watching. Is this the only blurry background in the game?
No, there are more. It's still one of the things that I need to get back to and update at some point.
Is this a picture of something that you traced over and blurred, or?
It's kind of a mashup of different. It's one base image with some edited stuff. Like the potted plant in the left is completely drawn. The statue, the two things on the shelf there, those are
Yeah.
completely drawn. And the right side, where you can see like kind of like a flight of stairs
bug?
going up and all of that stuff, like that was a normal wall. I drew all of that in.
Okay.
Yeah, also the rug on the bottom right is also drawn. Oh, and also I think that the chair at that desk, the yellow bit of blurriness, it's kind of drawn. I think, from what I remember. Oh, and also the things in the foreground, in the glass case.
Under the glass, yeah.
Yeah, that's also drawn. So it's a very heavily edited image, I should say.
I was mostly interested in that yellow thing.
Actually, I might be able to find the reference image. But anyway, go ahead.
Every touch in Vista is shared, but I cannot see her the way she sees me. I know nothing of her experience. Eventually, the dream subsided. Wakefulness returned. When I opened my eyes, part of me hoped I would have learned something from the ordeal, yet I felt no different than before, nor was Amelie any more familiar. She was standing in front of me, trembling and breathing heavily, and her eyes were wide and struggling to focus. A moment later, she turned away and tried to shake her head out of stupor. Ira hurried to support her mistress.
It's alright. Thank you, Ira.
Did something go wrong?
No. Allow me a moment.
She closed her eyes and lowered her head, calming herself and her breathing until whispering to herself.
Stand remaining.
Marshadon gave Ira a thankful nod and held herself up straight.
Apology. I should be more prepared. But I have seen the things you've seen. Amelie did not strike you down that night. She subdued you with her mental powers. You've seen this earlier as well. That mob which tried to stop us from but was okay. That mob which tried to stop us was spurred to action, bewitched by Amulet and induced into a mania to protect her.
Manya!
What is a mania?
Sounds like some pastry.
I think Mania is an artist.
I was scared that I was kind of sliding into Mario. You're lucky she didn't kill you that night. Her powers have grown since. I've seen the patterns of her influence on your mind, and I am troubled.
Is Urush going to be okay? She paused before speaking, being careful with her words.
Amelie did not leave behind any latent corruption. If she wishes to harm you, Urosh, she will do it anew. I can also say that your mind is well guarded since your awakening. She will struggle to influence you should you meet again.
She glanced at Ira.
Yet, I am deeply disturbed. Amelie is showing more and more signs of degradation. Even if the echoes she leaves behind, I'm afraid the girl may be too far gone already.
Degradation. pained both of them to hear the words spoken.
Then we'll do our best to stop her before she harms anyone else or herself.
If she's so dangerous, how come Umbral wants her?
Umbral is home to rejects and rebels. There are few they turn away, especially those with power talents like hers. Sooner or later, Amulet will kill one of her own.
Isn't she afraid of...
Do it. Say it.
mean?
Good job.
Shame that Cool isn't here. I would have said mean. Oh boy.
An abomination fears nothing. Through which magic she can abolish the meow in herself and in others. That is why she is so dangerous. Wait, what's meow?
It's not mean. That's how I read it too, and then Giga basically explained to me how to read that word. We're learning here.
It's like mean, like you're mean to somebody.
Like German? No, because in German you read E as E, right?
What?
In German, when you read I, E, those two letters, you read them just as E, right?
I don't know.
No. Z?
No, when you have E, I, E, like Ira, and E, like Erasmus.
Yeah, for example, Z. S-I-E.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Z.
What?
It's like Z.
Z?
Yes.
Yes. E, whatever, that's the same thing.
Okay.
You just read this? Okay, you have Mien.
Okay, it's
It is
no, it's not mean.
Yeah.
It's like you're mean to somebody, yeah?
you read it like this. Mean. This is long I, wait.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, long I. Yeah. So, like German. Okay.
Okay,
I think we can move on.
yeah. You're right, Mason. I'm sorry I doubted you.
That's fine.
He's an ascended being. We should question him. Can you do that?
It is forbidden.
By whom? Even though it might come in useful in some situations?
Do not play games with me, Watchman. I will not leave.
Do it! Do it!
Sorry, I need to focus. Do not play games with me, Watchman. I will not leave the mean from your mind. Even if I wanted you, your protection against magic prevents it.
What if you don't have a choice but to kill her?
Pray it doesn't come to that.
Ira had brought tea earlier, and we found a moment to rest and wet our throats before resuming our planning. We took the opportunity to explain our involvement with Umbral and the Inquisition, and everything that led up to us coming to Tinderhall.
And you think that Katran might be part of Umbral?
It's the last anyone's heard of him.
It doesn't sound too hopeful to me.
Regardless, I'm convinced Umbral knows more about this curse than anyone else. There is nowhere else we can go.
Do you wish to join them?
We want to get a cure or something, anything from them. If that means entering their ranks, then so be it.
Oh fuck, I was fucking muted. Alan, you must know better.
None of us want any part in their war, but if I need to offer my skills in exchange for help, then I'll do it. I won't let anything happen to these boys. My boys. Their lives are worth any price. She nodded with respect.
Did you have a plan?
Did you what?
Did I heard wrongly when Giga said that Marchedon was not a big part of the update?
No, I didn't say that at all.
Oh my.
I think he said the Amele wasn't here.
Oh, Amber.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
I was talking about mine.
Yeah, Mercy can play the new guy.
Oh. Oh. Yes.
A lead. There's a man named Riss in the Eastern District, a healer who treats illnesses through magic and herbs from his garden. This man has been in contact with Umbral and has helped them in the past. If we're lucky, he might lead us to them. We were on our way to see him, and then we bumped into Amelie.
Is he approachable?
All we know is that he lives alone and welcomes the infirm. One that makes it his duty to heal the sick would be wrong to turn us away.
The bounds of duty might change depending on other alliances. Let us
Good enough.
This is better than allergies, Giga. Allegiances?
Allegiances. Ale. I can't with Ale.
The bounds of duty may change depending of. I forgot to be honest.
You did all right the first time. Alliances is good enough. It's the same word, basically.
The bounds of duty may change. No, because I can't. No, the allegiances is in my head.
Yeah, good enough.
Wait, okay.
God.
You're just stalling at this point.
If you can only see my cursor.
Let us go.
Whoa.
Let us hope he sees it the way you do.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm crying.
If he's friendly with those goons, then he may be away with the fairies.
What about what's her name again? What about Amelie?
If she is with Umbral, then we all have to do what. If she is with Umbral, then all we have to do is to find them and ask their leader to give her to us. I want to ask their leader.
He might. Daddy Borg.
Out. Yeah.
He might not be that easy to convince.
Gemaborg is fervent, but he is not so foolish to ignore the warnings of the Coven.
You sounded really French when saying
Yeah,
these
that was
things.
really nice. That was intense. I love that.
Thank you.
That's the highlight of the stream.
One of his nature is able to recognize the dangers of abomination and the risk it poses to his mission. She has been useful to Umbral, yet the usefulness risks disaster with every passing day. He will listen.
Alright then. We meet with the healer and then see what happens. Let's not waste any more time.
Old. Might be that those folks are still riled up fierce. Not a good idea to revisit the area so soon. See, I can also miss.
I can also mess it.
I can
Oh
also
my
be a
God.
messy messer.
Oh my
You
god.
pulled the messer.
I guess I finally know where my name comes from. The girl is right. Unless you want another mob, best to approach the man tomorrow and through another street.
Will you come with us?
5 would attract too much attention. No? You will go by yourself. A piece of advice. Do not give up if he refuses to tell you anything. I have faith that you can get a lot out of the healer if you try hard to convince him.
We'll try our best, but we won't beat it out of him. Unless we have to. Don't say that.
Physical force won't be necessary. Do not forget that he is the only means of getting to Umbral. We will speak again tomorrow after you're done it. Oh
The
my god,
three
thank
of
god.
us agree. Ale. The three of us agreed to the plan and returned to the inn to hunker down in case anyone might come looking for us after that incident. Alan warned us not to wander around too much until tomorrow, then he retreated into his room. No fun stuff with Jim in the evening? Oh well. Oh, it's still you. Okay, never mind. I landed in bed and stared at the ceiling, thinking through what had happened. Those witches were really something. I glanced at Jim Sir, who was fiddling with the dossier and the map of the town on the table. Do you think they can read your mind too? The witches? No, they can't. My protection extends to my head as well.
Fun.
Maybe we should all be drinking that stuff. You can't start taking it on a whim. The poison will kill you. Besides, you like magic. I do. Their plant protects against all spells, or so it seemed. I wonder though, how come this curse works on you? Isn't it supposed to work? Isn't it supposed to stop all kinds of magic? Well, you've asked the wrong guy. He stared at me, unsure of what to say. Maybe it does work a little bit. I think your marks have grown a bit faster than mine. Let's compare. As he began loosening his sword belt, I almost felt like he wanted to undress and compare the curses on our bodies. Yes!
Pre-played.
I didn't play this update before, I promise.
Did you check the script files again?
No, I really didn't. With how buggy they were.
Oh, burn.
Damn. That hurt.
I did see. I checked the folder structure. You separate the
Oh,
stuff in it.
so you did check the files, huh? Okay. You liar.
Just a little bit.
Why you
mostly
always
for that background.
lying?
Uh, 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 um, but then he might. But then he simply readjusted it. Alan did warn you that using magic might make it worse. I've tried to be cautious. No magic since we left Iron's Road. Though I admit I'd like to do more. If you were unable to use magic, then that could remove the temptation. But it doesn't matter. I'm not giving you any Ethel Shrine. It's not safe. No, I wouldn't like that either. He ambled off to the window, taking in the evening sky. A great sigh escaped his lips. I want this background but in dark. That's why I was confused. I thought it was morning already, so we skipped the whole evening section.
Yeah, maybe I should do some evening versions of this, but that's too much work.
Just do night for a day. Day for a
Yeah.
night. Day for a night.
I mean, a lot of visual novel devs do that actually. You know, like you always see like the normal day version of a background with all of the shadows
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and then the night version you still have those same shadows, but everything's just darker.
Blue.
Yeah. I mean, if
I
it
try
worked.
not to do that kind of stuff. I try to fix all of those kinds of things.
Giga, usually the background in the VM games is abstract art.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget that he is struggling too. How are you holding up? I'm alright. You sure? He looked away and shook his head. I don't know, Urosh. I guess I'm doing as well as I could be doing in this situation. There's no booklet on how to deal with desertion and worrying about your father getting indicted for treason. Yeah, maybe you can write it once this is all over. If we make it out alive. Where do you think your dad is now? Father is probably being trialed by the prosecutor of the watch for releasing us. If they remove him as marshal, then eventually we'll hear about it. So far, nothing. How much trouble can he get in for releasing 3 people? It wouldn't be a big issue in any other situation but my curse. His fingers curled into his coat at the side of his hip, grasping it like a vice. This sigil makes everything horrible. I wish I could cut it out. I almost tried to once. Jim. I won't actually do it. I know it doesn't work. We'll figure it out. It's so frustrating. The mark is dreadful enough as it is. Why did it have to give me a stupid sigil too? Everything would be so much simpler without it. Jimsar keeps worrying about how his desertion impacts the marshal's rank. Yet he so easily forgets that his own father would be devastated if he succumbed to the curse. He's so blinded by his watchman service that he forgets what's most important. Do you think we can learn anything about your dad in town? Does the watch make any public notices about the comings and goings of commanders? I haven't seen anything of the sort, not in a place like Tinderhall. Even if there was an office where we could check, it would be too risky to visit. The only thing I can go on are rumors. We could ask around the tavern. Maybe, yeah. Then let's do it tomorrow, once we're done with that healer. There's bound to be travelers, merchants, pilgrims, those sorts of people, coming and going through town. Jim nodded, though he remained worried. All right, if we have time. Thank you. Though I almost don't want to try. If there is anything to learn, it's going to be bad news. Then we don't have to go. No, I have to do it. It's better than I know something is wrong rather than to live in false hope. His expression grew sharper and more confident. The proposal gave him strength. He spent the rest of the evening checking his equipment and sharpening his sword. I asked him about it to help pass the time, and he was eager to explain. Soon after the evening died down, and nightfall welcomed us to sleep. We all woke up early the next day and prepared for the day's task, gathering around the map of the town. We went straight across the district yesterday. This time I say we come from the market down south this street, then through the alley. Urosh, is it okay if we go through the market? It should be safe. I didn't see watchmen there, or anywhere else. It's as good a place to walk as any. Great, let's go. A short hike up the hill and down the market, and soon we were exactly where we needed to be. The house was surrounded by greenery with hue. Oh wait, this is new.
Ready.
What is that? Is that a flower?
Oh, I remember the Metroid thing. Yeah.
Mister.
I mean, commercially free alien.
Okay.
The house was surrounded by greenery with hues as fresh as the brightest summer day. Colorful fruits jutted out from their stalks between the leaves, all arranged in small plots like a bushy garden. Bushy. A man was standing to one of the shrubs in front of the house. He looked like the one described in the dossier, Riss. At first I thought he was cutting weeds with a shiny knife in his hand, but looking closer I realized it was something else entirely. A strange wire and ball tool that seemed to move to the tune of magic.
So what kind of voice he would have?
I pictured something like the wizard from Warcraft 3.
That's a Holy reference. I don't remember anything about his voice.
He looks Russian. Frey
More like
Rasputin.
Oh my god, he does look like Rasputin.
True.
Okay, do a Rasputin voice.
Oh boy.
I don't even know what to do.
Well,
I'll
it's
try,
not your
I
turn yet.
guess.
Anyway.
Mercy, I did French accent. You cannot do
You
worse.
did? When?
Well,
I mean, he tried.
he tried.
True. He noticed us when we approached, staring for a while before returning to his groundskeeping. Good afternoon. Are you the healer Riz? The raccoon dog did not reply, instead grabbing a bowl of water and gently watering the roots of the plant he was tending. I'm sure we have the right address.
Yes, you have the right address and the right man to bother.
I like him.
Sorry to disturb you. We need your help. He glanced us over again, looking incurious and dismissive.
I'm afraid I only treat those who are sick and suffering.
Excuse me, we are sick and suffering.
Then you are spending a lot of odd effort to hide it.
Alan, Jim, and I looked at each other, unsure of what to say. We've heard that you are gifted in that you are a gifted in
Okay, you
healing.
got one.
Haha! Don't forget to like. I'm Alan, and these two are Urush and Jim. They are afflicted with a deadly curse.
You have come to the wrong place. My cures are for the body, not the soul. There are no arcanists in the trade quarter. Try your luck at the market.
You're not even going to take a look? His glare snapped back at us.
I do not like being lied to.
We haven't lied about anything.
You come under false pretense and think I am foolish enough to go along with whatever it is you're looking for. How many times have I had to turn away your kind? Please, leave me to my duties. There are enough wrongs in the world, and I do not want to help you add to them.
I don't know who you think we are, but
Is he talking? Okay.
Whenever a watchman steps through here, my feline shrivels up and loses its bloom.
Feline shrivels up.
I don't know. How do you say that thing?
I mean, you kind of said it, but it sounded like feline.
my
Yeah.
pussy
I'm fine.
shrivels.
I'm sorry.
He pointed towards one of the bushes at the corner of the path.
Not that I even need it for the purpose anymore. I've had so many visits from the watch, trying my hard to tell you apart just from your stride.
He nodded towards Jimsar as he said it. Jimsar is a watchman, but we are not here as part of the watch. They...
Okay.
The
Noted.
boy has a sigil as well.
It doesn't matter to me. Unless you're wounded, I want nothing to do with you.
We came to you because we thought you could help. I tugged on my shirt and showed him the rifting mark upon my chest. Have you seen this before? Sorry. It caught his attention. The glint in his eye said it was familiar, yet his dismissive demeanor didn't change.
I know not what it does to your body.
But he knows something about it. I've had this mark for weeks now. Jim too. Every day it gets a little bit bigger and covers up more and more of my body. Once it gets big enough, it will kill me. I don't know how or why, but sooner or later my heart is going to stop beating if I can't get rid of the curse. People say you're very skilled at healing. We didn't come here for that. Alan has told me that your kind of magic is of no use when it comes to old curses like this. But you can still help us. Umbral calls this. Umbral knows more about the curse than anyone else. We want to find them so we can get the help we need.
You came to me so I can tell you where to find Umbral.
That is why we are here.
What makes you think I know anything about that?
Now you are lying.
Why should I trust anything you're saying? You come here to my home, to a place meant to care for those who are injured, and you try to fool me with your troubles, if they are even real. And I did not lie. I asked you why you thought I knew of Umbral, and I still haven't gotten an answer.
Why does that matter?
I do not know you. Three strangers showed up in my house, sneaking around their attentions, masking the watchman, and trying to bully me into saying things I should not be saying. I have none of it.
All that we ask is that you point us in the right direction, or let us speak with someone who can help. Umbro checks in with you every once in a while, don't they? He frowned and stared silently at Jimsar. How often do they come? Every week? Every month? If we stick around today, we will meet one of them?
If you stick around a minute longer, I will shout for help. I don't know where you think you are, but people in this district are very keen to keep me safe, and they will go to any length to ensure that. I suggest you leave. Now. And I'll come back. Find your remedy elsewhere.
Alan nodded and tugged on Jimsar's shoulder. We're sorry to have bothered you. The three of us left frustrated and defeated as Riz stood and watched to make sure we would not loiter. Once we were far enough away to talk. That didn't go too well. We were too aggressive. The witch told us to push him. We could have been more friendly, now we have nothing.
Mesa?
The contrary,
She emerged from the side alley behind Riz's garden. Marched on?
you did as I asked. Good work, watchman.
Were you eavesdropping?
More than that, I was reading his thoughts while you were arguing. The conversation distracted him just enough to let me see the things he did not want to divulge. Normally, I wouldn't be able to do anything more than reading his most surface of thoughts. But with your help, I managed to find what we were looking for. Race is indeed in contact with Umbral. I've learned where we can find one of their agents. Come, we will need to plan our next step.
The witch turned and walked off as Alan and I were left scratching our heads. This was not how we thought it would go. We followed her back to her house where Ira was waiting, eager to question her about why she didn't tell us the whole plan. Oh no, you do not.
That's it.
Yeah!
I'm sorry, this is a shorter build than normal. This is like ending my first YouTube video. Thanks for watching. Bye YouTube.